Hello, everybody, and welcome back. A cheery breeze blew through the golden rose garden. Shannon and Kenneth had already finished walking 19 steps with their backs still facing each other. When the demons conducting their trial gave the signal, they would both turn and settle this. Each one of the dueling pistols given by the demons in their hands. Their bullets promised certain death no matter where on the body they hit. This duel would not end until one of them died. George and Jessica just quietly watched the ones they loved. They had already entrusted all of their thoughts to them, as well as their fates. Just watching over their partners is now the only way they could show their trust. Shannon and Kenneth stood quietly with their backs turned. They had already set aside the feelings they'd built up during those days they'd known each other. The next time they laid eyes on on the other, nothing would be asked of them except pulling that trigger. The only one who still couldn't muster any determination or resolve towards this duel was Beato. The closer that moment came, the less she understood. The love between George and Shannon wasn't standing in the way of the love between Jessica and Cannon, or vice versa. Why, when both sides could find happiness, they were being forced to kill each other. I don't understand. I just can't understand. Little sister, we are not permitted to do anything but watch. Zipar-san for first-san, why this duel? This is no trial of love. You really are demons. You just want to enjoy watching one of the pairs fall apart, don't you? Silence. You'll get in the way of the lovers. You're the ones getting in their way. One will fall. The one who loves that person will grieve. If only you two weren't around, no one would be sad. That is not true. If we hadn't set this duel, then both pairs would have fallen apart. This duel is necessary. I haven't been able to accept that since the beginning. You say that love can't be successful without a miracle of magic. What does the love need other than two people who love each other? This duel is meaningless. So stop it, you two, Shannon and Cannon both. Why you must fight each other to the death when you were once as close as true siblings? I just can't understand. Everyone should have been able to hear Beato's yell, however, no one's expression changed. That's right, I'm impressed that you noticed. This is love's truth. What is? Normally, love needs something more than two people who love each other. Therefore, when there aren't two people, we must use a duel to make the number become two. I could understand if it were a duel between two people fighting over one woman, if it were a duel to cut three people in love down to two. But here we have two pairs of people, the world formed by the world formed by each pair is complete, isn't it? There's nothing compelling them to fight. The minimum number of people that can create a world is two. A world can only be born. Love can only be fulfilled when two people gather. That's why this duel is necessary, so that they can get up to that number of people. Are you two saying that this furniture is subhuman so they don't count as a single person? Exactly, furniture is subhuman. That's why furniture and human cannot add up to two people. That's insane. Status has nothing to do with it if both of them love each other. No, it does. Do you really think that the status of a pair of lovers doesn't matter? Is a man who has a wife allowed to love someone else? Is a woman who has a husband allowed to love someone else? Are you allowed to fall in love with your parents? Are you allowed to fall in love with your children? There are many situations where status makes love unlovable. Then just what is furniture? Why must that furniture fall in love? Because their soul is less than a single person. Shannon and Kenan, and of course the piece that you are, all of you are furniture, subhuman beings who possess less than a single person's soul. To be qualified to love a human, you need only one thing, the possession of a single person's soul. That's why a pair in love can create a world. For example, do you think a man with a wife has the right to love another woman? Of course not. If he loved two women, neither would get a full person's worth of love. A man such as that would be unworthy of love. See? There are plenty of statuses in humans who have no right to love a person. As long as both people feel love, nothing else matters. That's just the hypocrisy of naive love. We cannot forgive humans who falsely pretend that they have the right to love. We cannot forgive the love of subhuman beings, of those who don't make up the minimum number of people required to create a world. That is the purpose of our trial. It is so that the sinful souls regain a complete soul and become capable of true love. Zipar Sama for first, Sama. Our hearts are ready. Please give the signal to start the duel. The pair bidding farewell quietly asked for the signal to be given. Zipar nodded silently, then walked to a place that could be seen by both of them. For first spoke in a voice quite enough to avoid distracting the two duelists. Watch the duel to see which pair of lovers will fall apart. No, this isn't a duel to see who falls apart. This is a duel to make true love succeed. I don't understand what you two are saying. No, you must understand. This marks the birth of a human who can truly love another. I don't understand. No matter which wins, please support them. Right now, their days of furniture will end. I low-key wish Shannon I wish Shannon would lose. I want Ken and Jessica to be the thing, but I have a feeling they're not going to. I don't know. Okay, yeah, the signal is simple. I will count to 3. When I reach 3, the duel will commence. Understood. Same here. At both ends, the duel will be temporarily suspended. You will be giving bullets again, and we'll start over from the beginning with your backs to each other. I guess I'll repeat until it's all settled. Zepar, have you seen this sort of duel many times in the past? Of course, I've seen many of them. Usually, how many times do they need to face off before it's over? Almost all cases decided in the first round. They must all be really good shots. That's not it. If one side misses, the other can corner them at their leisure and shoot. If the first bullet misses, then you've lost your chance at victory. However, if you take too long, you'll lose before you can even pull the trigger. If you're going to lose anyway, you'd at least want to pull the trigger first. Your resolve is good, you two. Then let's go. One, 2, 3. In the golden rose garden, when the number 3 was yelled, the sound of the gunfire rang out once. Even the people watching could tell whether that was a signal gun firing or the sound of both going off at the same time. In the midst of the stench of gunpowder and white smoke, there was a gun raised with smoke chilling. The barrel was a cannon, and lying on the earth was Shannon. Ooh, boom, shakalaka, oh yeah, alright. Shannon's son. No, Shannon fell before the gun fired. Just with the stress expression, no, I know she did, she faked it. God, motherfucker, was enough to explain what happened. Slowly, Shannon stood up. That's such bullshit. There was no bullet wound anywhere on her body. At the time of the signal, Shannon had thrown herself to the ground, dodging the bullet. It had been a bet. If Cannon had turned around and taken the aim carefully before shooting, then he would have shot her as she lay there. However, if Cannon had shot her as soon as he turned around, she would be able to dodge it. Cannon had also made a bet. He did not underestimate Shannon's skill with the firearm. He was fully aware that if he assumed Shannon would be timid enough to let him shoot first, he would lose before even pulling the trigger. So he had decided to shoot right away, and he had predicted that when he shot, Shannon would reflexively pull the trigger too. Since he intended to shoot right away, he would be more mentally prepared, so he was confident that he'd be able to shoot accurately. If Cannon had cautiously turned around and Shannon had shot instantly with the strength of her will, then Cannon wouldn't be able to pull the trigger. So no impatience on Cannon's part was to blame here. The two had simply given their all, left their face to the heavens, and reached this result. I didn't imagine that my quick temper and Nissan would shoot at all. I'm surprised, too, to think that old prudent Cannon would shoot as soon as he turned. As Shannon quietly pointed the barrel at him, she slowly walked forward. She planned on cautiously closing the gap until she reached a distance from which she could hit it with a more certain accuracy. And Cannon had already lost any means of fighting back. He could only try to dodge Shannon's bullet and place his bet on the second round. If they both fought, they assumed that what happened next would turn that assumption on its head. This isn't over yet. Cannon dashed forward like a tornado, but over so low that he could almost crawling over his shadow. This duel could only be settled by a bullet, but he wasn't the only one who had a bullet. If he could steal Shannon's gun away from her, he could turn his fight around, and if Shannon calmly shot through Cannon, it would end. The odds that Shannon would miss so that he could get close enough to her before she fired. Kenan would bet all the chips he had on him. Shannon could draw Kenan in until the last second to shoot him from a closer distance. If she could pull the trigger just before he reached her, then even if she missed, it would start again from the beginning. Shannon kept her gun pointed at Kenan's forehead as she compared these options until the final moment. She had let her shot calculating the distance he had already moved and the time it would take to pull the trigger. The goddess of fortune smiled impartially. No. Surviving the past the final moment, Shannon could have shot Kenan barreled into her chest. He then swung his hand up or knocked the gun out. Knocked the gun Shannon held into the air. That strike sent Shannon's gun flying into the sky. At the same time, Kenan's gun also flew from his hand and danced through the air. The two guns danced a rondo through the sky, reached their peak, and began to fall. By that time, neither knew whose gun was which. The two guns were exactly the same. Everything about them was identical. There was no way to tell them apart. However, there was one difference. Only one of them had a bullet inside. Their pair raised their hands into the sky, trying to grasp their fate, their miracle. It was as though they were trying to grasp the wings of the singing angel of miracles. The pair looked at the brilliant sky and entrusted everything to the goddess of fortune. Then they each grabbed one of the guns out of the air, and after dancing a moment rondo with their arms crossed each other. Even that had been like a dance, and they each pressed the barrel of the gun up against each other's forehead, both as steady as a rock. Even they could not know which gun held the bullet. When they both pressed the triggers, one would die and one would remain alive. The match would end. George Gisco wouldn't know the result until the moment came. However, was it really impossible for the two holding the guns to know? The muzzle of Ken's gun, which had already been fired, must have been warm. And the muzzle of the other gun, which Shannon hadn't fired, should have been ice cold. So perhaps the pair of them did realize which gun was which. And yet both expressions were solemn. The faces of those who would believe in their fate unswervingly until the moment the triggers are pulled. Don't be sad, we'll meet again soon in the Golden Land. We should have done this much sooner. If only we had, our reunion could have been avoided entirely. It's alright, considering what day this is, even the duel is just a farce. You're right. If we're just going to revive in the Golden Land anyway, it really is just a farce. Then I'll see you later. Yeah, you too. So long. Kenan-kun? Hey, what's going on? Hang in there. Suddenly, Kenan fell off the floor. Come on. Okay, let's do this. Suddenly, Kenan fell to the floor as if he had an attack of amnesia. It had happened without any warning beforehand, so everyone was shook to him in alarm. What they saw surprised him. There was a single strand of blood coming across his forehead, making it look as though it had cracked open. Huh? How? What happened? But what's going on? Trying to get a look at the wound, Gudo wiped Kenan's forehead with the handkerchief. However, his forehead was perfectly smooth, without any trace of a wound. And yet blood was pouring out almost as though it was seeping through his skin. But what are you doing? Stop the bleeding already. But even though there's no wound, the blood will stop coming. Hang in there, Kenan-kun, Yoshida-kun. Kenan's forehead was pale, as though his eyes were open. They had lost the light of the living, just like a puppet whose strings had been cut. He had passed away. Let's get this episode over with. Yoshida-kun. So long, Kenan-kun, and thank you. Oh, screw you, Shannon. Jessica dashed up to Kenan's corpse, held it, pressed her forehead against his, and the still hot blood was smeared over her forehead as well as she sobbed. Shannon. George, son, we've won. Now, I finally have the right to love you. Shannon leaned against George's chest as though the strings holding her up had been cut. George held her in silence. Yoshida-kun, wah. There was nothing in the golden rose garden except the wind that carried the golden flower petals and the sound of Jessica's grieving sobs. Is your trial for us finished now? It is. Congratulations, you two are the ones who remained. We will give you our blessing, but please do not forget, you are now responsible for nurturing your love. Please take good care of the seed of love that this miracle has created. Of course, I swear to it. I swear to her and you too. And now let's shouldn't have the miracle of magic. Now your soul will become human. You will become a single person. Gather and complete souls. Become one and know love. When Zip armed for face to heaven to yell the miracle of love, gather their souls around Shannon. They came from the losers of the trial, from Ken who had been defeated, and from Beatrice who had dropped out. Slowly, the bodies of the two began to break down into flecks of gold dust. What's going on here? No one ever said that the losers would disappear. As she yelled, Beto, the elder, supported the body of her fading little sister. However, the two demons were smiling quietly. Kenan has disappeared because he died. Beto was born to love Battler, and disappearance because she has lost the qualifications to do that. It is quite fair. If he had survived, the other two would have vanished. Hey, and there, little sister, hang in there. Weren't you going to swap Battler's clothes room and save him? What are you doing getting finished off in a place like this? You call yourself a part of our complete form? Why was I born? For the purpose of loving Battler's son. Why do I love Battler's son? The truth is, I don't know why I started to love him. What? Or why are you saying this now? After all, when I was born, I was told to love Battler's son and be loved by him. That was my purpose. So, I don't really know why I love him. People don't need a reason to love each other. If you don't disappear. If you disappear, who will save Battler? Little sister Beato. Beatrice. Why is it that I love Battler's son? Mother? Well, I'm actually not a big fan of the family-oriented type of girl. You see how crude I am, right? I just can't handle acting politely in front of girls, ladies first, and all that stuff. So if I had to say what type I liked, well, I'd probably like a just good-ish girl. If I'm crude, why shouldn't she be too? I'd probably be just perfect to have a rough and light relationship where we could mess around without worrying about gender and be rude with no worries. So if I ever get a girlfriend, I hope it's someone I can joke around with all the time. What would she look like? Can't say I care much either way. Well, if she did happen to be a glamorous woman, blonde and bouncy with blue eyes like in Western films, that'd be awesome. I'd love to rub those boobs. Beatrice, listen, I'm speaking my love for you. Show me a Battler. Become the kind of woman Battler wants. Take the golden hair he likes. Take the blue eyes he likes. Take his personality that matches his, and then you must love him in my place. And if possible, you must be loved by him. I can no longer love him. Please take my feelings that went unfulfilled, my feelings that I couldn't hold back, and make my wish come true. From this day forward, you are no longer the Rokenjima ghost that lives only to play pranks. From this day forward, you will become the master of the island and wait for the day that he comes to fulfill his promise. From this day forward, you will do this in my place. From this day forward, you will no longer be me. Please forgive me for pushing all my worries onto you while I alone try to find happiness. From this day forward, you have the right to hate everything. From this day forward, you are the golden wedge Beatrice. And one day, you will destroy everything and revive everything. You will bring the blessings to all lovers. Then when that happens, I pray that you and I will both succeed in finding happiness. From this day forward, you will no longer be me. From this day forward, I will no longer be you. The two of us will split apart as single soul and share it. And though, of course, neither of us will possess a complete soul, I'm sure our dreams will be more numerous than those of humans. Let us be blessed, my dear Beatrice. No one will be able to see your form, however I alone can see you, and if you are loved by many people, I'm sure that everyone will be able to see you someday. With love, they will be able to see us. Yoshia-kan. Are we dreaming? Insane, what kind of joke is this? Well, get Dr. Nanjo, call Dr. Nanjo here. Goda-san, that is enough. Can't you have been calm and silent through the whole thing, finally spoke, and Here's where the most reasonable words spoken. If they called Nigel here, then what? Not only was there no arm to take out the pulse of, there wasn't even a forehead to feel the heat of. Like leftover snow on a spring day, Kenneth's form had been, by now, not even a trace remained. His form had sparkled with the gray of the spray of gold, vanishing completely. Where? Where did he go? Where's Yoshia-kun? Yoshia-kun, Yoshia-kun! So long, my lady. No, Jessica. Kenan, son. By now, no one's asking to see us. That means that we are no longer in their world. However, we are right here. You're right. We are here. For us, a body is nothing more than a cage made of flesh. There's no need to be sad. But I do feel sad for her, for Jessica's son. This is all my sin. This is why a furniture isn't supposed to love. What will you do now? Though I have lost my form, though I can no longer talk to her, and even though if Jessica ever talks to me, I can do nothing except not behind her back. I will be by her side. I think that's wonderful. What will you do? I want to save Battler-san from a closed room. A closed room? After looking a bit taken aback, Kenan laughed gently. Beato, who didn't expect to be laughed at, looked a little sour. Oh, why are you laughing? This is very important to me. But it's a closed room. That's something for humans with bodies to worry about, right? Huh? We've already been released from our cage of flesh. How could a closed room hinder us? Are you sure about that? I mean, there's a chain lock and a packing seal, tape seal, and red truth. I see. So you aren't being from the world of pieces, but a higher level world. That means your limitations are different from ours, or so I hear. Oh, well. Kenan stretched. It looked as though he was about to head out somewhere. Kenan, son. Seeing as you're a fellow loser, okay. I'll go for you. I'll go to the guest room in the mansion and let Battler someone else set the chain behind me and hide in the closet in his place. Is that enough? I'm glad for the sentiment. However, even if you wanted to leave the cousin room because of Erica's son's seals, unlike the next room over, the cousin room containing Kenan was a guaranteed complete closed room, even counting the windows. Not only did he have no way up to save Battler, he couldn't even escape himself. In that case, use your magic to give me power. My magic? Yeah, use your magic on me. Oh, wait, I don't even know how. Aren't you Beatrice the Golden Witch? I'm a witch, but I don't even know about closed room tricks, much less magic. Okay, listen up, Beatrice. I'll only tell you this once. This is what a witch is. What a witch is? A witch is not the one who solves puzzles. Not the one who solves puzzles. Yeah, that's right. If you're a witch, why are you clutching at your head because of someone else's puzzles? That's not a witch's job, right? Then what is a witch's job? The Golden Witch, I know, would have used insane magic to create a puzzle that no one could understand, confusing everyone and sneering. Create a horrible riddle that no one could get, spin around and badmouth them. You aren't supposed to clutch your head worrying about your opponent's puzzles. That's your opponent's job. Worry about is wanting is my opponent's job. Don't worry about how sure me about look out of the closed room. Like chain lock closed room, how trivial. You need to create a much more spectacular ultimate closed room and make it so that they're the ones worrying. I'll even lend a hand. I'm not the one who worries. That's for them to do. It's about time they learn the true terror of the Golden Witch Beatrice, the one who can create endless closed room tricks of the most horrific kind. Tricks that can make even the demons of hell prostrate themselves in shock. That closed room even more horrific to Battler's sons. We've already gotten our hands on one, haven't we? A horrific closed room. In the back of Vito's mind, images she remembered began to flip one by one after another. The mansion, the guest house, the rose garden. Trick, mistake, alert, taunt, trap, laugh together. Do you know about this trick? I think I've seen something like it in a book before. Beetle's eyes opened wider and wider. Countless lights circled around her, swallowing her up. And one more thing. What? There's no way for the witch of close rooms to talk, so after all this, I must be me. The marriage ceremony ended without any problems, and the reception was held inside the cathedral. As the gold demons partied recklessly, the lantern could be seen leaning against a pillar, trying to escape from the noise. Then Gertrude appeared and whispered some kind of report to her. Is that true? Allow me to speak. A. Cornelia is currently heading towards the scene. I suggest that Lady Erica be contacted as well. Understood. I will tell her. Gertrude, contact the head of ceremony and security. Prepare for a battle. As you wish. I apologize for interrupting your chat. I am in charge of security for this ceremony. Huh? Is it me? Do you want something? I told you we were going too far. Champagne tower bowling. That was always a bad idea. Looks like it's time for a scolding. Hey, Burn. Hey, what's going on? Did I say something wrong? The reception desk has received an envelope from an unknown sender addressed to Lady Linda Delta. I always ignore anonymous calls and letters. Just throw it away. But please look at this. What's that? Did you tell anyone you received this? No, only the two sisters at the reception desk and I know. They have already been ordered to keep silent. The instant she saw that envelope, Linda Delta snatched it away and lowered her voice. Burkestad had walked away and was apparently making fun of Erica. Bern and, of course, Erica were both drunk. If they were left alone, they'd probably forget about this. It's true this envelope was no cinder written on it. However, the seal done on it in gold leaf fulfills the same purpose. The seal is... Linda Delta hid it behind a pillar, ripped the envelope open, and took out its contents and read them. Her eyes instantly started to glint, and she smiled like a kid who's just thought of a nasty trick. What is it to be done? The sniper team is carrying red warheads. If you give them information, I will give the order to load them. What are you talking about? Do you realize how important these guests are? If a stray bullet hits one of these attendants, all the new justice systems will be sent straight from the factory to the guillotine for the next 10 years. Understood. We will intercept with regular warheads. Shall we post watches around the seven sins of purgatory? Why would we need those? After all, the seven stakes are battlers and now Erica's furniture. Why would we post watches around our allies? Just make sure security is nice and tight. Just now we received a recommendation from Assistant Inquisitor Gertrude suggesting that we make preparations for battle. Her reasons are unknown. From Gertrude? Then follow that recommendation. The party's more fun when she's living things up. Understood. Understood. 00 calling Chester 17, Chester 38, Chester 45. Code R. Be on your guard. Transmitting level 2 alert. 17. Copy. 38. Copy. 45. Understood. It'd been so much cooler if he said copy tootin' ya. I just got nervous. Alright, 45, come over here a second. What is it? Hey, we're on the job. Stop, don't play with my ears. Your ears, better fold them down. What did you say? You're kidding, right? That's impossible. Cornelia is heading there now. The odds of beaches attacking here are extremely high. I recommend suspending the reception and evacuating. What's going on, Erica? Something go wrong with the entertainment? No, my master, please continue to enjoy the reception. Hey, somebody, let's get Lady Birkenstow some more dry plum wine. Erica didn't have time to hide her agitation. When Birkenstow saw this, she knew that their final last guest had finally arrived. Lucini, I heard there's some movement in the guest house. The guest house? Who cares about the game board now? Well, they're saying that Kenan disappeared from the cousin room. What? Are you a moron? The cousin room is a perfect closed room with a door and all windows perfectly sealed. It's impossible for him to escape. No, I've been stupid about it as well. There's no mistake. Kenan had disappeared from the cousin room. He's probably hiding somewhere in the cousin room, or else he's managed to trick everyone since the beginning and was never in that room to begin with. That's impossible. It's been guaranteed that everyone is in the cousin room except the specific names of the Erica allowed back then. It's impossible for him to trick his way out of there. How did he get past the Jungfrau seal barrier? No, first of all, we're on Earth as Kenan and find him at once. After that moment, the cathedral suddenly went black. The surprise commotion of the guests filled the cathedral. She's here. 00 calling all Tricers. Code R alert. Tricer 17, can you repair the electrical systems? Negative. Communications with the management staff has been severed. All Tricers, code red, rock and roll. Copy. Understood. Copy. The sniper teams and the chandeliers all released their safeties at once. The entire security team down in the hall loaded their ammunition. Lady Erica, let's evacuate to their waiting room. It is dangerous here. What's dangerous? I'm the territory lord of this world. Why should I have to run away in fear? Gertrude set up a VIP guard barrier. Call Cornelia back here at once. Yes, executing. A barrier? I need to be wrapped up in one of your pitiful, pathetic barriers while I'm wearing a wedding dress? How insulting. This is disturbance, but even Battler groaned as he sat in the next seat over like a doll. Ugh. Even with their soul sealed, Battler realized that something strange was going on. She's late, right, Linda? Totally, she sure kept us waiting. What was that just now? A love letter from someone? A fan letter from the Lambda Chan fan club. Linda Delta played them and munched some popcorn, and then the lights finally turned on. It was clear that during the blackout, Beatrice had snuck in somewhere nearby, possibly even inside the cathedral itself. The whispering demon Tinus all realized it as well. Whose scheme was this, and what were they doing? Though it may have been imprudent, they were looking forward to this, and excited chatter filled the cathedral. Looks like she came. Gap, they let you come back too? Come on, putting me in a jail is pointless. True. But Richet, Battler's close room, the cousin room, and even the final possibility of the next room over have all been sealed. How are you planning to save Battler? Let us suppose that Milady has found some trick eggs. If so, she would inevitably have to march in here to thrust that in Lady Erica's face. But against all the Chester troops, I can't believe this many of them were hiding here. It's impossible. She'll be sewn to death. Rapid ears dash all about the hall. Incredible that she could remain hidden and unnoticed with so many people around. If she can get close enough to challenge Erica, she should be able to get herself in even fight. See that move, however, doesn't my lady have that item with her? She always complains and dislikes it when I prepare them for her. My, she's a troublesome one to the end. Amid the crowd, Ronov took something out and showed it. When Virgilia saw, she understood what that in his hand meant. True, with that, it should be possible to stop the attacks from the Chester sisters' troops. Well, if that doesn't work on Erica, we're through. The problem is getting her right in front of Erica, if only for a second. The Chesters will probably prevent that with all they have. Leah, do you think you can gain her that time? Virgilia gave a small nod. However, the problem was the two Chester troops standing at her back. Since the time she tried to jump out in front of the procession, she had been marked constantly. It was possible for Virgilia's vast magical power to momentarily take all the Chester troops into the cathedral. That would only gain a short bit of time, but it would be enough to confront Erica. The Chester troops knew this, so they kept a close eye on Virgilia with tense faces. At that moment, the great cathedral door was blasted to bits. The fragments became bright gold butterflies which danced across the room in a beautiful blizzard of gold leaf. That golden storm slowly faded away. Then, at the entrance to that red-carpeted path to the grave, a calm, majestic figure was. Guards, shoot to kill. Negative, conducting identity comparison. Delaney ordered the guards to shoot the intruder right away, but Tristar 00 didn't respond. Was it because she had been warned about shooting the guest and was afraid of the consequences of possibly shooting a drunken guest pulling some sort of prank? No, 00 was just coolly and calmly carrying out her duties. What a surprise. I thought you weren't going to make it. The pair faced each other from the end of the long red carpet. However, in between them stood several dozen Chester honor guards. It took you quite some time to come here, most honored guest. You had us all worried, but I am glad you managed to make it to the reception at least. Beto laughed. The chuckle made Battler's eyes quiver slightly. You... Did I keep you waiting, Fruto Erica? I'm here to celebrate. She had enough overpowering and evil presence about her, strong enough to make anyone shiver. Was there any really need to confirm her identity? Now, who else could possess such an overwhelming presence? Beatrice! Let's meet again in Hell's favorite partying line of mine, but... Identity confirmed as Great Lady Beatrice. This time it really did happen. Fruto Erica. At that moment, the two Chester troops standing behind Virgilia slumped over and fell to the floor. Roanoff had touched the faces of their big ears from behind. It was clear that he had applied some sort of magic. Someone found a doctor. These girls appear to be ill. All Chesters open fire. Beato now, just an instant before the Church of troops could fire, Virgilia raised her arms to the heavens. Her magical power, which was more than enough to remind all present what her name had meant at the height of her strength, became a spirit wave that exploded throughout the cathedral. Its shock wave made its stained glass windows shatter, and colored glass shards poured down everywhere. Spirit particle warfare defenses hurry on reboot. However, all the Tricer honor guards who didn't have spirit particle defenses toppled over like dolls. The ceiling snipers would defend and able to avoid a crash, but it would take several minutes before the system could be rebooted. That span of time should be enough to reach Erica. However, it wouldn't be possible to defeat Erica in just a few minutes. There was no way to be able to carry Battler away in that time. What else could they use this precious time for? Beato dashed down the red carpeted path. She ran down the path to the grave, which was lined by Judger troops lying there like corpses. She had called this place hell. In that case, running from hell to the grave was actually going backwards. Beato's figure, dashing through the corpse-ridden path, truly symbolized her resurrection. Melody, take this. Got it. As she dashed, she snatched something white from Ronald's outstretched hand. There was no longer anyone blocking her path to Erica. However, at the instant, a golden thread came from in front of her and rapidly sewed through the red carpet towards her like a sewing machine. Ooh, we have a meddler. Reloading complete. Requesting data, Nia. Firing radar targeted. Data linked to 410. 410 was clever. She had predicted that Virgilia would go for a spirit particle attack and unfolded her ears in 45s over beforehand. So they were the only ones who weren't taken out. Firing. Once again, the golden sewing direct chase after Beato, waving like a sewing machine. It was as though an undulating golden snake was shooting after her. Impudence. You mean to delay my precious showdown with Erica? Beato jumped sideways from the red carpet, then dashed across the long table covered with beautiful food. The golden snake chased her sewing through the pure white tablecloth like a sewing machine and scattering dishes left and right. The gold attendants ran about wildly trying to escape. The cathedral was wrapped in a pandemonium. I can't believe some of those rabbits evaded the spirit attack. This is bad. If they take up the position, there's nothing we can do. The pair of snipers attacking from the chandelier high above were much further away than Erica was, too far for Beato to reach. Furthermore, the position landed the entire cathedral inside the range of fire. Too bad, Beatrice. Some of the trials a little harsh. Yeah. 45. New magazine. You mean this? Gap handed her the magazine. 45 always handed them over backwards, so 410 was a bit confused to have 100 handed to her right away. Alright, right up. Yeah. No matter how distant a position they might take, it was no problem for the elusive Gap. Gap twisted their long ears up and then tickled them with their thumbs. The Tricer's greatest weapon was also their greatest weakness. The two doubled over with laughter. I've got these two, but how many seconds do we have left? The other Tricers will be reactivating. Only as chandeliers even more powerful Tricers were slowly starting to move again. It would be impossible to buy any more time. Ah, Gap, thanks, I'm in your debt. Don't forget to thank these guys too. Beato, good luck in there. You don't have much time. Erica. Beato cut through the crowd of scampering ghosts like Moses. Her goal was straight in front of her. The place where Erica and Butler were seated. Then a red barrier took form, blocking her path. It was VIP guarding barrier that Gertrude had set up. She stepped forward and laid out a last line of defense to block Beato's path. Let it be known that you will get no closer. You think a wall like that could stop me? How long until the Chester Sisters reactivate? Well, within 30 seconds, as the oldest of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory, Lucifer stood and waiting behind the bride and groom. She wanted to say to Beato if she could just strike Gertrude for a moment, the wall would disappear. However, the 7 Sisters were furniture. They served the territory lord, so they couldn't move to help Beato. Delanar glanced over at Lucifer. There was a corsive tint to her eyes. You are not allowed to move except by the orders of your master. Who's our master? It's Erica now, idiot. No, our master is Battler, Samachu. Erica only speaks on his behalf. That's right, only someone whose furniture are we? It's just too delicious. Let's dig in. The red absolute barrier flickered for just an instant. Beelzebub's stake had pierced Gertrude's shoulder, and her concentration had wavered, but it didn't break. Slowly, the expression lets Gertrude turn and look at Lucifer. Whose orders? Let me know that Lady Erica has made no such order. We do have orders. They are the orders of our master. How can a master who cannot speak give orders? Even though he can't talk, understanding your master's will is furniture's job, then it cannot be helped. The 7 Six shot at Gertrude at once. Gertrude chose to take all those direct attacks, refusing to bend the barrier until the last moment, though she was resilient enough to quickly call the literal Iron Maiden. It received no damage at all. It was more than enough to make her flinch and lose control of the barrier. Good work, my furniture. Beato shot through the scattered red fragments of the barrier, and she was finally shot in front of the bride, her rival Erica. However, there stood the final shield protecting Erica, a death sentence to Delanar. You're too late. Time is already up, Lady Beatrice. Chester 17 did a link to all Chesters. Incoming data from Archangel Satellite Homing Format Verdict Metal Conceptual Guidance. Chester 20 reactivation complete. Chester 127 reactivation complete. Time's up. Yeah. No, not there. No. Ricochet, good luck. Delanar. Back off, Delanar and Knox. This isn't your fight. I have received a red truth denying you from Lady Birkenstell. I'm afraid that this will become your grave. I don't know what Birkenstell has loved or to say. However, I don't need to sit around here and let that longsword tell me. I'll play with you all and what we want later, but for now, back off. There's no time. The Tricers have already finished reactivating. I'm only living on a bit of borrowed time. You will be the one to retreat. You are the pitiable actor who's chosen the wrong time to make an appearance. Delanar's red longsword cut a large arc of absolute denial, which headed straight for the ground on Beetle's head. However, in that instant, there was a thunk. The curve missed slightly. Beetle didn't let this good fortune go to waste. She slipped past the longsword, knocked Delanar aside, and finally stood right in front of Lady Erica. Or just Erica. This time, not a single person stood in her way. Ugh. This is popcorn? Oh, where did this come from? Urgent request from the bride's bodyguard team to let the Chester Sisters Imperial Guards fire their intruder immediately. Okay, guys, I need to take a break to get some drink of water. Okay, there we go. The commotion quieted. However, no one shot. Why? They could have shot if they wanted to. All the Chester troops had completely targeted her and removed their safeties. Of course, all that might finish reactivating. However, they hesitated to pull the trigger. Why aren't they shooting? Let the ceremony guards immediately. Wait, look at that. Delanar's expression grew grim. Then she quietly put her long sword away. After all, Erica would have to make a decision. If she decided to ignore it, they could shoot to kill. However, if Erica picked that up, they must not do so, so they couldn't pull the triggers until Erica decided. Why won't anyone shoot? Look closely. See what Beato just threw at Erica? Len pointed, still chopping down the popcorn. It was hard to see from the balcony. Beato had thrown something like a white handkerchief at Erica. It had fallen to Erica's feet. What was that white thing? She really knows what she's doing, that girl. She knows what it means to be the main character. How interesting. The thing that had hit Erica in the face and fallen to the floor was a white glove that Beato had gotten from Ronov. Hitting someone with a glove like that could only mean one thing. It was Oops, Zapara, what's this? What does it mean? This is a request for a duel. If she picks up the glove, it means she's accepted. And if she does it, the judges will shoot. Why would she pick it up? She doesn't have to. However, we, the demon's attendants, would probably spread the word far and wide that she dishonorably ran away from a duel. She would be known for eternity as a coward who ran away from a duel of love. Beatrice would have firmly and composedly, if Erica just kicked it away, then at the very instant, the justice would have probably all fire on one, turning her into a golden embroidery, so Erica didn't have to pick it up. However, she could not afford to be afraid of picking it up. After all, she was a true victor who had defeated Butler's closed room trick and logic. If she was a victor, she should have nothing to fear, so if she was afraid of doing it, it would prove that she still felt a tinge of doubt about her victory. If I don't pick it up, I could kill you without getting these clothes dirty. That will probably live in a poor reception. However, you will pick it up. Oh, and why is that? I brought a wonderful gift just perfect for you. You want to know what that is? Therefore, you'll pick it up. No, not interested. Goodbye. You'll pick it up. I know that you want to hear about the clothes room I brought you, which, unlike that trivial guest room of Balor's, is simple, basic, and absolutely cannot be solved. A clothes room that absolutely cannot be solved. I know you want to accept my challenge. After all, you are the detective. Erica threw off her wedding dress as though it were a cape. Yes, before she was a bride or a piece or a way, she was one thing first and foremost. I am the detective. I acknowledge you as my opponent. However, are you qualified to participate in this game? Have you managed to fix the logic error? If you pick that glove up, I will prove that I fixed it in my fight against you. Good. Oh, the cathedral was full of chatter. Erica had picked up the glove. A duel. The cathedral was wrapped in a bizarre excitement. At Erica's note, the lantern pushed the crowd away, leaving the pair alone. People were permitted to witness the duel. However, no one would be allowed to interfere in any way. Ugh. It's okay, Butler, son. I've already found a way to save you. How? I'm going to save you now. Please hang in there just a little longer. Beato's resolute expression returned. She grinned boldly, looking down on Erica, and there could not be no doubt. That's the expression worn only by the golden witch, the presence of the master of closed rooms. A shadow dashed through the stormy rose garden. It was incredibly light and swift. The raindrops never touched him. He made no splashes in the countless puddles. His feet left no tracks in the mud. The rushing figure was Cannon. Then he ran up the stairs to the entrance of the mansion. He did not slow down and sliced to open the door. He ran straight at it, though, trying to break through and leapt into it. Though the door was shut, even I couldn't stop Cannon. He slipped through the door, fell into the entranceway, and slowly stood up. His body was even wet. And as he recalled those nostalgic days spent serving the Ushiyami family, which would never come again, he ran once more. He was heading for Butler's guest room. He ran past the servants' room, through the entrance hall, and past the door to the parlor. Then the doors to the kitchen and dining hall came into sight. All of it brings back fond memories. There was the honor and rigidity of the serving Kenzo directly, even though the man wasn't rigid all the time, or gay rich or whatever. And the family was set aside. He didn't have to preserve that air of majesty. His face could turn unbelievably childish, and he would sometimes ask me to take part in strange pranks. The master let me shoot lots of guns, didn't he? That was pretty fun. Crossman was actually surprisingly kind. He must have gotten the impression that the master bullied me a lot. Whenever I was the only one around, he would talk to me in a very familiar way, almost as though he was a classmate of mine. I started to regret that I held back and never did anything but nod in return. And my dad was a really strict person. Ever since some rumor went around saying that she was strict on female servants but soft towards male servants, I get the feeling she viewed me as an enemy. However, she was also a woman to be pitied. When I've seen her alone, I've noticed her shoulders sag with pain many times. There were a lot of servants who weren't there. Some lasted a short while, others stayed a long time. Genji-san was one person I might have called my father. I am both grateful and resentful towards him over many things. They all mix together but cancel out, and I end up with a neutral emotion. In that case, Kumasawa could probably be called my mother. She probably, she helped me out many times. I've always wanted to repay her someday, and now I've lost that chance for all time. Shannon is my Nissan. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to be me. Thanks for teaching me that ocean is blue. Goda, I hate that guy. Still, when I complimented his stew, he would sometimes turn red and say there was enough for seconds. I didn't dislike that part of him. I wonder why such a strong memory popped up, and instantly I ran past the dining hall, and then my memories of Jessica. Oh, I said boy servant. How old are you? I think those were the first words she spoke to me. Come to think about it, she was probably interested in me ever since then. I really did have enough time to build up a love that I wouldn't lose to George Summer and Shannon's. But since I could only see the gray sea, I wasted almost all the time. What does she like about me? What do I like about her? I get the feeling that we never really made that clear. No, she told me she should have stayed together longer to eventually find that out. You would have been fine to find reasons for our love later. It took me far too long to realize that. Now I think I can accept it. I know why I shouldn't have won the duel. God must have been watching. You have so much more courage than I did, and God didn't abandon you. I reached the hallway with the guest rooms. There was someone lying on the ground. It was Battler. He was lying just outside the guest room and chain tied to his neck. He had probably struggled to use it. There was a chain locked from the outside until he lost consciousness. His fingernails of both hands had been torn off and they were stained with blood. I could tell at a glance just how hard he tried until the final moment when his heart had died. The collar binding him wouldn't disappear until the chain lock was set. Battler-sama, it's alright. I'm going to save you now. Battler responded faintly. He probably hadn't even imagined that hell would come to this eternal closed room. He was so scared that it might be an auditory hallucination brought about by a fleeting delusion that he couldn't bear to open his eyes easily. Kenan grabbed Battler by his arms and dragged him into the room. The side of the room was terrible. The windows had been brutally shattered, and the wind and the rain had made its way inside. All kinds of tools and furniture lay broken in there. However, Battler hadn't smashed them out of rage. The curtain had been removed, torn and twisted up into a bundle. He had probably used trial and error to see if that could be used as a rope for some kind of trick. He had tried using everything in the room, exploring all possible options of escape. The traces could be seen throughout the room and even in the bathroom. The empty bathtub was stained with just a bit of blood, and the nippers lay there on the bottom. To protect his tail, he had nearly been prepared to accept Berkersell's brutal method of escape, cutting himself into pieces and washing himself down the drain. He was even willing to tear apart his own body to protect the game that Beto had entrusted him with. He had probably questioned himself over and over in this bathtub, wondering if there was any other way out. By the clock of the game world, not even a single day had passed. However, just how many years has it been in the closed room of logic error? When faced with an endless span of time, any way of ending it, no matter how cruel is tempting. However, he had rejected that until the very end. And even in the last moment when his heart died, he had wanted so much to show his iron will to escape in this closed room that he had chosen to fall here in the corridor with a chain still around his neck. Battler-sama, it's Kenan. Please come to your senses. He wiped out his face with a towel, put it in the sink. In response to a cold sensation, Battler's heart slowly started beating again. It's you, Kenan-kun. Yes, it's me, Kenan. You did well to endure until today. It looks like I slipped in just a little too much. Battler realized that the feel of towel on his neck meant that the curse collar and chain were gone. There was no longer anything binding you here. Come on, please head back quickly. But if I unset the chain lock, the chain will come back. Don't worry, no longer does any chain exist to bind you, Battler-sama. I will remain here. What did you say? By now, Battler knew the terror of this endless closed room better than anyone else, so he was more filled with shock than happiness. Shock at the determination of the one who was willing to become the new prisoner. I will be fine. There is no need to worry. But, Battler-sama, is there something you have to do? Go back quickly. There is someone fighting in your place. And there is someone waiting your return. Will you not go back? His stern words and gaze shot through the Battler. Are you sure? Yes. That will be fine. This way I can repay my debt from back then. Debt? You mean you owe me something? You aren't the one I owe, Battler-sama. It's okay, so go. I don't like being indebted to others. Go quickly. You must not keep her waiting now. So hurry. Battler couldn't argue back anymore. He suddenly butted his head, unset the chain, and opened the door. Kenan had remained in the room so no chain appeared about Battler's neck. He could leave this closed room just by running out. The happy sudden voices that he heard at the far end of the corridor had been replaced with an excited chatter. There must be some sort of strange disturbance going on. As Kenan went out into the corridor to see me off, the merciless collar and chain already captured their new prisoner. He would remain in this closed room in Battler's place. Kenan Kun, I feel the same. About what? I don't like keeping debts. I'll definitely repay you, but I'll do it soon. I hope I can count on that. Go on, run to the one you love, and please never get lost again. Battler didn't turn back again. He ran with everything he had. He ran out into the corridor whose warmth he had cursed so many times. The cursed chain no longer bound him. He ran to the very end of the corridor beyond the light. Kenan, still connected to the chain, watched him go, then quietly returned to the guest room. No, he only had to worry about his own job, stay in this room, and fix the error in logic. Now, I set the chain lock, and as soon as he set the chain, disappeared from his neck. Then if he hid in the one place Erica didn't check, the broken logic will be fixed. The closet door slowly opened. It was well oiled and open without a sound. It was cramped inside and dark. The tiny space in this is the last place I'll see. As long as I remain hidden in here, the logic will be preserved. That's an easy job. Easier than caring for the roses. Kenan went in it and closed the double doors on the inside. As soon as he did, a single small gold butterfly appeared and melted into the darkness of the closet and vanished. It was a sign the logic had been fixed. The witch's game had already stopped, and the clock of the world of pieces would never tick again. So for all eternity, no one would come and save him from this place. That's okay. This way, I pay back my debt. Beatrice, the power of the gold butterfly brooch taught me about love. In the third game, it gave me some quiet time alone with Jessica. I get the feeling it did many other small things for me. At any rate, I paid it all back in my debts now. Not all my debts are. That music tape Jessica lent me, I never gave that back, did I? It's okay, isn't it, Jessica? I like that one. Can I accept that as a present? You want me to dub it over and hand it back? Slowly, Kenan's body began to melt into a cloud of gold butterflies. What? I didn't even... After inside of the cramped dark closet glittered like a golden planetarium, it faded away like the flights of fireflies. It was painted over by a pitch blackness for all eternity. I'm gonna take a few minute break here, guys. I'm gonna get another drink of water or something. Alright, in the cathedral, the gold attendants were all just laying around either side of the red carpet. On the red carpet, standing across from each other, were Beto and Erica. In their hands were the pistols given to them by Zipar and Prefer. Flintlocks, aren't they? How old-fashioned. Pay it no mind. Demons are very particular about style, and form was familiar to an actual old-fashioned gun, but this was, of course, a demon's gun. This was a gun that could propel a lead bullet with an explosion caused by gunpowder, like the pistols used to duel between Shun and Kenan, whose bullets that contained a magic that would always kill. These pistols also have bullets that were not made of lead. Beato, there's no need to worry. She'll win easily, and you'll have to deal with her insults again, Leah. When this match is over, we should ask to be paid every now and then. After the fight ends, perhaps a occasional trip down to the Caribbean will be satisfactory. And not talk about when the fight is over. That's an ill omen before a duel. Beato took this seriously. This is up time to be staying around laughing. Why, yes, Rishi, relax and the attendants come on. Beatrice-sama, you can do it. Beatrice-sama is a disadvantage in this duel. Why? Normally, witches are able to use strength in numbers to achieve victory. However, since the game has been suspended, she has nothing on her side except the riddle of Battler Sama's guest room. If Erica could just strike a blue wedge through that one riddle, I mean, she solved everything. They can win. I believe in Beatrice Sama and Battler Sama are two masters. Did you call me? Thanks. For once, it feels as though our chances of winning are 50-50, so I'd like to thank you beforehand. It's simply my job. There is no need to thank me. And last game, when you protected me after I lost pathetically, I was happy. That was the first time in my life that anyone has ever protected me. My master has never done so. All she has given me is a chance, as a way to cancel out my pain by exposing the truth of others, so that everyone ends up hurting each other. Please forgive my arrogance. I felt that I needed to protect you. When I realized that what a frail truth you lived by, when I saw you being tormented by the tyranny of a mixture of truth and lies that seemed more plausible, I wanted to protect you. Thank you. It wasn't for long, but you were a wonderful partner, and will remain so. You're right. Once you defeated her, let's make tons of mysteries on us all in together. I'll have you solve them and teach you as we play. How does that sound? I like it. Look forward to your challenge. Sorry, that's a lie. I take it back. That'd be good winning those loser flags, wouldn't it? Yeah. Now, are you ready, duelists? When the two demons clap their hands, the duelists instantly return to their molten smiles. The bullets within those magic guns are not lead. They are bullets of red and blue truth for battle. As long as you possess truth, your bullets are endless. However, being hit by a single one means instant death. Are you both prepared? Certainly. Of course. Lady Lem, the Delta Ogre, and powerful, which is certainly a member of the glorious Senate. Please come forward. Will you swear to oversee this duel? Of course, I swear it. The crowd split and Linda walked forward with Burkestelle by her side. She looked between the faces of the two duelists. Then she took out an envelope with the seal of one-winged eagle and lifted it high. Beatrice has sent me her revisions to the talents of the sealed envelope. After inspecting it, I find its contents to be valid. I proclaim that the logic error has been avoided. This chainlock is still set and without any contradictions with any red truth made up to this point. There are many go to the details of Battler's closed room. They realized how difficult it was, and though fiery debates had swept across the crowd during her reception, none had been able to find an answer, and now it was clear that Beatrice had already reached one. Therefore, this duel is legitimate. It will certain turn around one single point. The closed room at Battler's guest room. Battler disappeared from within a closed room, sealed by a chain lock. Therefore, Erica has been armed with the blue truth, but Beatrice has been armed with the red truth to counter back. The duel will continue until one side is victorious. Splendid. Perfect. Okay, well then, Beato. Present your new revised tale and riddle to Erica. Kenan used magic to escape the closed room without breaking the seal. She reached the guest room and used magic to let Battler escape from the closed room. What a foolish tale. Very well. Erica, is there anything you wish to confirm? Repeat it. The one who rescued Battler was without a doubt Kenan. Very well. The one who rescued Battler was without a doubt Kenan. Repeat it. Battler and Kenan are different people. I'll say it. Battler and Kenan are different people. Humph. That's enough. Erica, are you done confirming things? That was all I needed. I've already decided how to fight. Okay, let's both sides load their bullets. Erica turned around, pressed her finger against the barrel of the pistol, made her Bluetooth into a bullet, and pushed into it. There was no real saying that she had to turn away, but she didn't want her expression to be red. Or it might have been because she couldn't stand the tension of looking at Beetle's bold smile. Beetle had already finished loading her red truth. She waited for Erica to finish while calmly puffing on her pipe. Then she looked at Battler, who sat on the throne of the territory lord right next to the two witches who were here as witnesses. Battler's conscience was still hazy. However, he apparently understood that Beetle had come to duel for his sake so that he could be saved. It was all he could do to just look at Beetle with those sluggish eyes, but a flood of emotions passed between them. There was no need for words. A look was enough for them now. Erica closed her eyes tightly, her fingers stole up against the barrel. At that moment, her stunning powers of concentration made all distractions of the world outside disappear. Good. It has always been like this, but my concentration really is good. Are you ready for it, Erica? First, let's lay out this. Oh, are you ready for me, Lady Erica? Whatever. First, let's lay out the situation. Battler disappeared from that closed room. The chain lock is set. Did he disappear by magic? Of course not. There has been a trick. Kenan didn't save him with magic. He just came and took Battler's place and set the chain. Everyone knows that much. But promise next step. No, it's actually the step before that one. Kenan was in the closed room in the guest house. That room was completely sealed packaging, but it's been proven that the seal was intact until the time of the logic error. In other words, Kenan escaped from the closed room. That was absolutely no chance for excuses or twisted logic. Good. This is why she called it a simple yet ultimate closed room. How did he escape from the perfect close room known as the cousin room? If I got stuck thinking about only that question, I ain't no better than your average kid detective. That room is perfect close room, so there's no way to escape. In other words, trying to think of ways to escape, although there is a waste of time. The real question is how Kenan was somewhere else in the cousin room. It was sealed. The cousin room was completely sealed. Kenan, if he was in there when it was sealed, then it's already game over. In other words, at the time the cousin room was sealed, he wasn't in it anymore. Let's look at the time I checked everyone's locations of sealed rooms. That's the most suspicious part. At the time, we had 5 people in the next room over, whom I confirmed with my own eyes: Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Anjo. I mentioned the names of those 5 people during the location check and confirmed that they were in the next room over. Then I checked to see whether everyone else was in the cousin room and confirmed that for me as well. I said everyone else, whether it was Kenan or Yoshi or even Puru Pico Man, they should all be still in the cousin room. It seems perfect at a glance. However, though, that phrase "everyone else seems perfect" is fishy. Strictly speaking, everyone else refers to all humans who things I did not mention directly. In other words, there are exceptions. For example, it's been confirmed that Hideyoshi and George were in the next room over, so humans with the name Hideyoshi and George don't need to be inside the cousin room. It seems that Kenan told Jessica that his real name was Yoshia, but that was no red truth. In other words, what if Kenan's real name is the same as one of those in the next room over? They seem to be about the same age, so let's use George. So what if there was 2 Georges in that room? That doesn't follow the red truth saying that Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shannon, and Nanjo are in the next room over. Let's say that Kenan's real name was Tanaka George. Both you showed me a George and Tanaka George could exist in the same room at that same time. In other words, there were 6 humans with 5 names. It looked in my eyes as though there were only 5 people in the next room over, but 6th person Kenan was hiding somewhere. I don't know how to... Okay, sorry about that, guys. I know how to be detective's authority, so it wouldn't be that difficult for him to fool my eyes and hide. I see the double name trick. Still stupid, so stupid. Alright, I made my logic. Kenan, who was hiding in the next room over, and all the cousin room left by the window up to the sills were placed. Bang. Ah, hell. The gun on fire, the tip of my finger was stained with blood. The Bluetooth gunpowder had exploded. Ah, damn it. I've already had Delana seal that one. Bluetooth arguing about the window of the next room has over is forbidden, so I can't use it. Oh, an accidental discharge. Careful now, guns could be dangerous. Cackle, cackle. Shut up. It's just a little mistake. The window of the next room over. You sealed with some absurd trick, right? Gap told me. Is that so? And so what? Delanor, remove that foolish seal. That seal has become your shackles. Brito has figured out everything I've been thinking, and she's acting so confident, told me to go ahead and use that argument. Lady Erica, please remove it, that fool. I'll make her regret this. It seems you're already duelists. Please face each other with your pistols. Then fire with the sparks of truth. After facing away and readying herself one last time, Erica spun around. Brito had been facing her since the beginning. She wore a confident, challenging smile, as if she'd been kept waiting. Then, without any signal, the two slowly raised their guns. She pointing the red and blue glints that had within their barrels at each other. Come, I could do it a little fun. Begin. First is how Kenan escaped from the cousin room. All you said is my bullet. Oh, so you'll start from there. Let's have it. Hold nothing back. Here I go. After holding the gun high and pointing at Beto once more, Erica pulled the trigger with statements of red and blue truth. The cousin room is guaranteed to be a perfect closed room until the end, so if Kenan really was in this room, it would be impossible for him to escape. In other words, Kenan was not in that room at the time it was sealed. The name's Kenan as an alias. His real name is still unknown. If his real name happens to be the same as anyone else in the next room over, wouldn't that contradict the check on who was in the room? In other words, it's possible for him to be in the next room over and not the cousin room. The co-attendants shuddered and clapped their hands, thinking, yes, such a move would work. Oh, I love watching this, and I love being surrounded by this chatter. After all, I am the detective. It is true that the next room over was sealed, but at the time of the logic error, only the doors were checked, so whether the seals were preserved. Therefore, there's a chance that the window seals were broken. Kenan was in the next room over and escaped through that window. That is all. Any other theory would be impossible. If this doesn't work, there's no truth left. As soon as she said that, it's all, both of them fired at the same time. After the blast ranged out, it was Erica's gun that fell to the floor. Beato's red bullet had knocked Erica's gun from her hands. It wasn't arrogance or confidence. If she had just aimed that bullet at Erica's heart, the whole thing would have been over. Beato had missed on purpose. There was blood, bold smile on her face. It was as though she was offering to play with Erica with a little longer. No, that's exactly what made her Beat, though. Beat is the witch who mocks others with unstoppable closed room tricks. At the time, the next room over was Seal, Hideyoshi, George, Kumasawa, Shina, and Najo were in it, and the number of people in the next room over was 5. No one existed there except for those whom those 5 names refer. All people can only go by their own names. Ugh. It was a thoroughly merciless red truth. It was simple and severe. Now the number of people had been limited to 5, and any leeway for Kaden hiding there had been completely denied. Also, it was now clear that only people holding those 5 names existed within the room. Erica couldn't even make a new theory by suggesting that one person held 2 names, so that 5 names referred to only 4 people, which would lead to an unnamed Ken and Sneak in. Furthermore, the part of how people could only use their own names was a fatal blow that cut down countless theories. Come to think of it, you've only met the House of me from the previous game, haven't you? What do you think, Erica? How do you like the game of the Golden Witch? This is insane. Are you saying that Ken slipped out of the room by magic? And more importantly, why did you knock my gun away? The human side must crush all the witch's riddles, whereas the witch side only crushed the humans with theories once. Don't you find that unfair? So I decided to have it be even. I decided I'll make my victory condition on... the destruction of all your theories. I've won the riddle of Kenan's escape, there's one more. Let's return to the first battleground where you gave Battler so much trouble. When Bito stabbed her fingers to guess room of Battler's reconstructed, she meant to fight once more in the room that had threatened Battler with a logic error, determined to settle things once and for all. Erica, pick up your gun. We'll have this room be your coffin. I'll say the same to you, I'll make you regret ever giving me this chance. Witness, allow Erica to use X. X, you mean the basis that doesn't need to be explained? What are you going to let her do? Let her give Erica permission to use blue trees for Ken in this guest room trick without making her explain how he escaped from his closed room. If Theory explained how Ken escaped, Butler would also need to explain how Ken escaped from his own closed room, or it would have no basis. Erica had already lost that basis. Bito was giving her a handicap by saying that she didn't need to explain that part. Of course, she already used the right truth to guarantee that Ken saved Battler. It's only natural that he'd be given this privilege. Erica faced away again and concentrated even harder. As though twisting a knob on her radio, she turned all nose and idle through thoughts down to 0. Let's go, Fruto Erica, Detective Fruto Erica. As long as Ken reaches his place rescuing Battler isn't hard, the trick is as follows. Ken used some kind of escape trick X to reach the front of the guest room. While I was busy in the bathroom, Battler left the closet. Battler undid the chain lock. Battler went outside. Kenan entered in his place. Kenan set the chain lock. Kenan went to the closet. The end. This satisfies the two red truths that the chain locks are being set in Battler's absence. In exchange for the escape trick, Kenan remains inside the guest room. There's no room for argument on how tightly this room can be as a closed room. The chain is cursed. Then it's demonic closed room. One person must remain as a sacrifice for it to be acceptable. However, is such a simple theory really enough? The rescuer switched places with them. Then the rescuer hid in the closet, and no other sort of theory is possible, and yet Bito thinks she can win. In that case, if some other trick exists, it's impossible. I swear on the history of the mystic genre that there's absolutely, definitely, categorically no other way. But if I give in here, I wouldn't call myself a detective. Consider it, imagine, don't stop thinking. That's how you drop blue wedges into witches. What can I expect to see is, yes, a wordplay trick. It can only be some kind of wordplay that just barely slips through the net of words spoken in red. In that case, I'll crush all possibilities. I'll have them repeat line after line. This final duel had already begun, even though we haven't pulled our triggers yet. Repeat it. At the time Butler was rescued, only Kenan entered the guest room. I acknowledge it. At the time Butler was rescued, only Kenan entered the guest room. I believe that was the whole point. Repeat it. From the time I entered the room to the time of logic error, Butler, Kenan, and I were the only ones entered or exited the room. I acknowledge it. From the time he entered the room, in the time of the logic error, you, Butler, and Kenan were the only ones who went in or out of the blue guest room. Repeat it. This refers to 3 people. I acknowledge it. It refers to 3 people. You, Butler, and Kenan. Confirming definition, can I assume that when you say 3 people, that equals the number of bodies? You're saying that 3 bodies went in or out of the room, right? I've had enough of things being mixed about names and numbers of people. I want this point to be clear. Of course, 3 people. In other words, 3 bodies went in or out. Only you and Kenan entered, and only Battler left. It's already been said in red that all people can only use their own names. Therefore, the names Erica, Battler, and Kenan can only be used by those people. Repeat it. I am not the rescuer. Of course, you are a detective, are you not? Don't worry, I will respect that. Confirming definition. How do you define rescuer? This is also important. I want to quickly remove the possibility that I rescued him accidentally. I'll define rescuer to mean any person who resets the chain lock after Battler unset it. This definition applies whether said person intended to rescue Battler or not. Since she said after Battler unset the chain lock, it's impossible for this to have occurred before I set foot in the room. From that point on, I wouldn't undo the chain again for all eternity. After all, the game was suspended at that point. Therefore, it was impossible for me to have been the rescuer accidentally. More I could focus it even more. The chain can only be set from the inside. It's impossible for a person to escape on their own. Therefore, we don't know that Battler didn't escape by himself. And I'm not the rescuer. Only Kennen can be the rescuer, and be told that Kennen is the rescuer of the red truth. There's something to doubt, but there's no room for anyone but Kennen to be involved, at least so far. Repeat it. Going in or out refers to when someone crosses the boundary between the guest room and the area outside it. I acknowledge it. Repeat it. By the guest room, I'm referring to the entry of the bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet. I acknowledge it. I had no intention of wriggling out by saying this. I had no intention of wriggling out of this by saying the closet is a part of the guest room. Confirming definition, inside of the guest room is divided into three sections: the bedroom, the bathroom, and the closet. I also recognize it as such. Furthermore, if you have already confirmed it with the red truth, that those two. Furthermore, you have already confirmed with red truth that two of those sections, the bedroom and the bathroom, had no hiding in them. Repeat it. There is someone in the closet. I refuse. Why is that? Because Kennen's hiding there. Kennen can use magic. It's true that he hid himself in the closet for a time, but he then immediately vanished with his magic. So there's no one in the closet. I cannot respond. I ask you to repeat it once more. Fool, the website has no obligation to explain how they did things with magic. No, it's completely obvious. There's no way she could say that Kennen disappeared with the magic using the red truth. After all, magic doesn't exist. But is this enough? I've gone through every last minor detail, and yet there's an uncanny lack of dubious points. I can't think of any way around the theory I've since its beginning. Kennen must be in the closet. He has to be. There's no way he isn't. I'll say it again. These closed rooms can only be escaped from by switching places with the rescuer. If Kennen tried to escape as well, another rescuer will be needed. However, no rescuer exists for Kennen. Battler escaped, so it's impossible for it to be him, and I won't do the chain for eternity. The people who have gone in and out of the room have been confirmed by both name and number of people. At this rate, my theory is set in stone. First, here are the details of the situation that are certain. The game ended while I was inside the guest room. I did not undo the chain lock I had previously set, so I can't believe that he escaped after I left the room. Furthermore, the chain lock was set at the same time I entered the room. No one could have left the room during the few seconds between the time I entered and the time I set the chain lock. The guest room was sealed at the time Battler's corpse was examined, so until I came again and broke the seals, it was absolutely impossible for anyone to go in or out. Therefore, when I entered the room, it was certain that Battler was hiding somewhere inside the guest room. The only chance Battler had to escape was after I broke the seals. To be even more specific, no one had a chance to escape at the time I was in the bathroom. By the premises, Battler's trick to escape with the chain still sets as follows. Because of the aforementioned reasons, the only one who could have set the chain lock, which could only be set from the inside and allow Battler's escape, is Kennen, the only person who can enter the room, except for me and Battler. After Kennen entered the room, he set the chain, hid it in one place that he could hide in inside the guest room, the closet. Well, that was close. They almost got me. They almost tricked me. I thought I cornered him in the closet. It's the opposite. They're trying to make me think he's in the closet. What was the order, and what was just the guest room? From the first the bedroom went to confirm the red truth. There was nothing there. Then the bathroom, we confirmed with the red truth that nothing was there. It's right there. When I examined the bedroom, there was nothing there. However, while I was investigating the bathroom, Kennen slipped out the closet and hid again somewhere in the bedroom. In other words, if I guaranteed that there was no one in the bedroom was torn apart during the span of 1 minute, I spotted it. It's just a witch's trap and an attempt to lure me to thinking that Kennen's in the closet. This place he's really hiding is the bedroom. I found it. I finally found it. Your trick. That was a close one. If I'd been one step closer, I'd been said there was nowhere to hide except to the closet, and then she just said that the closet was empty. Huh? No way. It works the same way in reverse. I see now. I get it. It's a logic switching trick. Then Napito is so on resolving logic error. She discovered this strange trick. If I only notice the closet, she'll have. If I only notice the closet, she'll have Kennen hide under the bed. And if I only notice the bed, she'll have Kennen hide in the closet. Even though either one would be right, I lose no matter which way I choose, except unless I expose both at the same time, I can checkmate her. Incredible, I never heard of such an unfair trick. If she was a sleight of hand, it'd be a cheap one. Wait, if it was a sleight of hand, it'd just be a cheap one. If it was a mystery, it'd just be cheating. However, in the Switch's game, it's a legitimate logic trick, and just to be called a double check. No, a discovered attack, or wait, would it be discovered double checkmate? Even though this sort of logic would be a foul trick of the mystery genre in a world where witches and mystery war, it is such a refined board layout, the beautiful placement of the black pieces that according to my white knight felt almost like an art, so beautiful that if I were a god in some old legend, I might wish to stick it in the sky as a constellation. That beauty even brought tears to my eyes. For the first time, I felt honored at being allowed to participate in this game of truth and witches as a human, and ironically, it taught me the one who had always believed in a single truth, that there isn't necessarily just one truth. If I just broaden my perspective, I could completely see different truths, and although each of those truths are truth, they're incomplete if they're all you can see. In my life until now, just how many truths have I missed because I was blinded by some trivial truth? This is the true nature of the world. Because of our arrogance of thinking that only one truth exists, whenever we find one truth, we get blinded to all others. Thank you, Beatrice. I never thought that I would learn the true nature of this world from a witch. Slowly, with a soft and quiet gesture like a flower opening with the morning dew dripping down its side, Erica raised her gun. It's my victory. I've seen through your double check. Then come. Battler's custom disappearance trick is as follows. While I searched the room, Battler was hiding in the closet. Then, during the disturbance in the bathroom, he unset the chain and escaped from the room. At the time, Kenan was waiting for him in the hallway. If Kenan entered the guest room and placed in such a chain, this is a trick to Battler's disappearance. And afterwards, he hid in the bedroom. This happened after I checked to see there was no one in the bedroom, so it's valid. In this way, Kenan, the rescuer, concealed himself in the bedroom. Erica's blue bullet flew in a strange arc, became a wedge of Bluetooth. It pierced straight down through the bed and floor beneath. Beato didn't pull her trigger, however, she did quietly argue back with the red truth. Kenan does not exist in the bedroom. Oh, the golden tennis gasped. Erica had apparently been denied by the red truth. For the ghost who could see more than a single truth, it probably looks as though I've lost. Next up is the real one. This is the answer from a human capable of understanding multiple truths. It looks like the tale of illusions will end on the second twilight. So why don't I carry out the remaining twilights and open the door to the golden land? If you were to disappear, then it should be surrounded by golden roses. The fire's blue truth flashed at Erica's feet, and she loaded a blue truth bullet once more. Overflowing blue power was now making her entire gun burn with a blue flame. She wasn't aiming for Beato, she was aiming behind Beato at the closet. You know that bedroom has been denied. You have nowhere left to run. Die, Kenan! The fire wedge of the blue truth tree really shot right past Beato's cheeks, hair, and shoulders. Then pincushioned the door to the closet to gouge whatever human was inside of death. The fire wedge just slammed into the door in a vertical line. In other words, on the fourth twilight gouged the head and kill. On the fifth twilight, gouged the chest and kill. On the sixth twilight, on the seventh twilight, on the eighth twilight, gouge and kill and kill and kill. After being gouged by so many thick and sharp wedges, the human inside wouldn't stand a chance. Here's the truth I have exposed, that is all. When she proclaimed that she had finished, the five blue wedges pierced into the closet disappeared. However, the many large splinter holes left behind showed that it had indeed been pierced. Then, as though this completed the ceremony that led to the Golden Land, the room had been created around them, became countless golden flower petals that drifted away. By now, the duelists of the crowd of tennis were surrounded by the golden rose garden of the Golden Land. However, the closet behind Beato remained. It stood there all by itself like a coffin, and then, as though she teased open by a dreary wind, the whole covered closet's door slowly opened. Inside was a human figure. Damn it. That figure was covered up the head by what appeared to be a grayish robe. Of course, it also had a large hole showing that it had been stabbed into. Eventually, it became clear that this was not a robe, but a raincoat. It had been rushed here from the guest house. Then there would be nothing strange about him wearing this into the guest room. Then, with a rustle, the raincoat lost its human shape and crumpled. It became a cloud of gold butterflies that disappeared. What the? Wait, okay, what's going on? This is interesting. What's going on? Inside the coffin of the closet, nothing remained except an empty darkness. Okay. Okay, what's the trick behind this? Okay. Kennan decides into the guest room. Of course, this includes all parts of the closet, the bedroom, and the bathroom. Kennan let Butler escape and hid in the closet. Then he used magic to disappear. This is the witch's truth. That is all. This fight is over. Say no more. And the winner is Beatrice. Alright, raise the roof. Never thought I'd be rooting for Beatrice this far in, but you know. Well, when I was at the very start of this, I would never expect I was going to go for Beatrice. But hey, we're on episode 6, so I guess it's time to vote for the witch, huh? Okay, the attendants let out a cheer. Virgilia's group couldn't help but scream and shout in joy. The 7 sisters jumped about in celebration. Then at the same moment, the 2 demons proclaimed Beatrice's victory. The head string worn by Erica was slowly crumpled into the ground, and cursing on Battler's finger both burst. At the same time, Battler coughed violently, and Battler was starting to regain consciousness. Battler-san! But Mito lashed onto the coffin. Battler and Joy, then Virgilia got and run up to the same. All the 7 sisters crowded about him in delight. What a nasty trick. Are you sure like this will count? With a trick like this, one of those humans will start complaining again about this is no mystery. No, it was a splendid trick. People without love cannot see it. Battler-san, why? Lady Erica, someone help her quickly. The rose of blood in Erica's chest wouldn't stop opening its petals. 3rd degree conceptual denial syndrome. Use of continuous neutralizer impossible. Neutralization only possible by an emergency approval for resurrection. The Pieces Master must provide approval for resurrection. Lady Birkenstock, give your approval for her resurrection. Lady Birkenstock, where did she go? Search for request for ceremony guards. Search for request for ceremony guards. Find Lady Birkenstock. Understood. All chasers data link search format. How cowardly to think that someone's master would watch her pieces duel until the end. Know that it is far too cowardly. Erica, who was being held by Delana, had already realized that her master was nowhere to be seen, but she didn't feel lonely. On the contrary, she was relieved that she wouldn't need to be brutally scolded in her last moments of her life. Gods and demons, please pass on the story of her noble passing. Noble? Huh. The bad guy is supposed to die pathetically and make the main character look awesome. I'm not anyone's piece anymore. I can finally control my own role. Lady Erica, you mustn't move. Stand back, stay back. When Erica yelled with all her soul, those who surrounded her were forced back and fell on their butts. I am the Witch of Truth, Furuto Erica. The Witch of Truth is the witch who can withstand the truth. Now I can finally accept the real truth about myself. Toxin of her own concept being denied face through her. Her vision was already starting to blur. At the other end of her twisted range of vision were Battler and Bito hugging each other, looking at her. Their expressions are firm, that's okay. Pity and sympathy would only make me look more pathetic. For a loser, that sort of expression is the best. Lady Erica, the duel is already over. It isn't. No, until the repair is separated by death. We won't let anyone disgrace her final moments. The 2 demons grabbed Delana's shoulders and held her back. Drippy blood, breathing heavily, and with an awkward gait, Erica walked towards Bito and the Battler despite it all. As blood dripped from her, it became golden flower petals which drifted away, so as she walked, she looked both divine and beautiful. The duel wouldn't end until one of them died, so even though it had been settled, it hadn't ended. Bito and Battler told the people who bunched around them to step back, and they both walked forward to the face of the noble loser, Erica. Congratulations on your resurrection. Looks like you had bad luck with women. You'll never get a decent one to like you. True, and that I never fall in love with a decent woman. Bito, no, I ask this both of you. You wish for one final clash? Erica, very well. We are not so boorish to refuse your noble request. Thank you. Her consciousness began to waver. Erica raised her gun again. She pointed it at the 2 of them. Bito also raised her gun and pointed at Erica. Then Battler placed his hand on hers. If it's already resolved, what more could there be to argue about? Erica-sama, why is there nothing I could do at a time like this? Watch it till the end. That's your job as our friend, isn't it? Both sides silently loaded their bullets with truth without saying a word. The color packed to each barrel was red, so although neither side spoke, did they both know what trump card the other would use? Now, at the end, I like to finally introduce myself. What she's saying is late into the game. No one could imagine the red truth Erica had loaded. Beato, are you sure? Yes, I don't mind. I understand. Let's at least pull the final trigger together. I know. Battler placed his head on top of the finger that Beato had around the trigger. Battler said, I'm glad I met you. We will be together for all eternity. You just had a flare right in front of me. It's pissing me off. You know, I really can't stand Terry farewell scenes. Yes, the bad guy really does need to wear this face at the very end. That's a nice look. Married life with you would probably have been fun enough to make me vomit. Of course, I spend you around every day locked up in a world of pleasure that make you forget Beato in a second. Ha! It's 1,000 years too early for you to capture Bettler's heart, little girl. You never looked cuter than you do now. I guess both of us really do need to finish it this way. Come on. This is Detective Fruito's Erica's final parting line as self-introduction. Erica spun a magnificent and graceful rondo, scattering blood and golden flower petals around her as she raised her gun. Pleased to meet you. I'm Fruito Erica, the detective. I may be an uninvited guest, but please welcome me. I'm the visitor, the 18th human on the Rokonjima. Sorry, but even if you do join us, that makes 17 humans. Died on the first twilight. Beatrice, Fruito Erica, Feathering, Ushomiya Ange, Ushomiya Kinzo, died before the game start. Ushomiya crossed, alive at the time of the game suspension. Ushomiya Nasui died on the first twilight. Ushomiya Jessica, alive at the time of the game suspension. Ushomiya Eva died on the first twilight. Ushomiya Hideyoshi, alive at the time of the game suspension. Ushomiya George, alive at the time of the game suspension. Ushomiya Rudolph, alive at the time of the game suspension. Ushomiya Kairi died on the first twilight. Ushomiya Rosa died on the first twilight. Ushomiya Mariah died on the first twilight. Nanjo, something, alive at the time of the game suspension. Oh no, Genji, it's Genji. Okay, they're alive, died, alive. Damn, was there really this many damn characters? All of the goats. Yeah, I think there man way too many if you named all the goats. Well, what? Okay. Yeah. So with the that will mark the end of the episode 6. Next time will be Tea Party episode 6. And hopefully, if it's not too long, I can fit the question marks for episode 5. Well, I mean, I read in episode 5, but episode 6 will... Episode 6 come... blah, blah. Question mark 6 will come after the tea party, that's right. So I've already done the 5 question marks, okay. Yeah, well, if I can fit both in one video, I will do that. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.